Today on Ian vs. Daddybones, we're talking about battle cats.
Oh boy, kids, we're gonna have fun today.
Yeah! Hey! Alright!
How is everyone doing tonight?
We're back! It's episode 8 of Ian vs. Daddybones. I want to thank everybody for tuning into the show today. Special high five and a knuck tap to all the Patreon subscribers throwing me $1 for a month to get their name in the credits and access to bonus content. Throw me $1, Chuck, you know the drill. For everyone else, head over to the YouTube channel, Ian vs. Daddybones, subscribe, smash that fucking like button, click that bell notification, you know the drill too. I shouldn't have to be telling you how YouTube works by now. Anyway, today on the show, we're going to be talking about a legendary, classic, Masters of the Universe character, Battle Cat, and all 3 different versions of Battle Cat that are currently available at retail. Now again, another plug before we get started. If you want to buy a dope-ass t-shirt like the one I'm wearing now that was designed by Killator of Corpse Circus, you could head over to Store Frontier, Ian vs. Daddybones, and you could get your own Twin Widow Mafia Dumpster Fire t-shirt. And it's a wonderful design. I absolutely love it. I've had this shirt for over a year now, and after multiple washings, it still looks pretty vintage and fresh and amazing, and you can get one as well, so give me your money. But today we're going to be talking about Battle Cat, and as an extra hookup for the Patreon subscribers, I'm going to be unboxing King Randor from Masters of the Universe Origins Wave 10 that came out at the end of the summer, and I got 2 figures left to open up and unbox before the end of the year that I have left over from Wave 10. So this week on the show, I'm going to be opening up the fucking Burger King Randy, and next week, I'm going to be opening up Whiplash and calling my Origin Waves complete for the year before I get ready for Snake Men Wave 1, which is coming up next. And depending on where you're ordering it from, some people already have their Snake Men Wave 1 because they got the international carded editions available first. So I'm waiting on the US releases because I need to have words with my comic books and shit. But basically, moving on to the meat and the potatoes of the show, Battle Cat. Now, Battle Cat was conceived, introduced, he was created to basically be a ride-on, a beast companion, not just for He-Man. See, most people think that Battle Cat is just Battle Cat and always associate He-Man with Battle Cat because, you know, it's like Shaggy and Scooby-Doo. You got He-Man and Battle Cat. And even to the point to where in Masters of the Universe in the vintage line, they even had to come out with a purple version for Skeletor, friggin' Panther, and you know, Skeletor had his own version of Battle Cat, but we haven't even gotten that far yet. I'm kind of getting a little further ahead. But basically, the reason they decided to make Battle Cat as a character in Masters of the Universe is because Mattel had already had the tooling and the mold available for the action figure, because like I've mentioned, a lot of He-Man's like early inspiration and prototype model was like created using an old Mattel Big Jim figure. So there's a lot of elements from the Big Jim toy line that carried over to Masters of the Universe, such as a character design for a character named Iron Jaw, who would not be released, but Iron Jaw's gimmick would be carried over to the character we all know and love as Trapjaw. Beastman's whip actually came from like the Lion Tamer Big Jim action adventure playset, whatever the hell it was. And Battle Cat also comes from the Big Jim line because Battle Cat, the mold for Battle Cat, was a tiger that was released with a Big Jim figure and accessories in the 70s. So they basically just reused the same Big Jim mold to create a green tiger with yellow stripes that was sold to us and we bought, known as Battle Cat. So they basically reused an old toy to resell it again with a new coat of paint And so Battle Cat existed in the 80s when the line was created. But the thing is, originally, see, the one thing with me with Masters of the Universe, right? I'm a big fan of all elements of Masters of the Universe. Like, not just the toy, not just the, like, Filmation cartoon or the mini comics. I'm a really big fan of all the packaging art for Masters of the Universe. All the artists who painted pictures and posters for Masters of the Universe. Like, you look at the Castle Grayskull box. You know what I mean? I love the artwork on that shit. You look at, like, the artwork for, like, everything. The Wind Raider, the vehicles, you know what I mean? Even, like, the box of the Horde Slime Pit. Like, and even if you bought Masters of the Universe magazine in the 80s, they all came out with pinups to put on your walls and had posters and shit. So all these artists, like, did these, like, wonderful artwork, beautiful paintings, drawings, and it's just legendary classic toy art. And the original image of Battle Cat, like, one of the original packaging, like, images for Battle Cat showed Battle Cat, the green tiger, white stripes with the red armor. But the thing is, He-Man, it wasn't the only one riding a Battle Cat. They showed Beastman riding a Battle Cat. They showed Skeletor riding an actual green striped tiger with red armor. So originally they intended Battle Cat to just be a standard steed, you know what I mean? Riding companion. So the character that we would eventually be able to give a first name of Cringer to was technically part of a huge tribe of these yellow striped tigers, and that would play off into a future incarnation of Masters of the Universe by the time we get to this guy. But right now we're focusing on this Battle Cat in the middle, because this is the Masters of the Universe Origins Battle Cat, and this is the modern version of Battle Cat that was based on the original vintage Battle Cat that was originally just a reused Big Jim Tiger. So with his early concepts, like I said, there were meant to be multiples. Like, it was a bigger picture, but then they narrowed it down to where there would just be one yellow striped tiger, and he was He-Man's. So He-Man had his riding companion and his best friend, because it was like a combination of different elements that got all thrown into the same Masters of the Universe pot that they were trying to bring to a boil back in the beginning. Because, like, he was just Battle Cat when it came to the toy line, but he didn't have a scaredy cat personality nor a first name until the Filmation cartoon. You know what I mean? Like, we got introduced to Cringer and Battle Cat right from the very opening of the show. And when He-Man's narrating what's about to go down, and when he holds the sword above his head, by the power of Grayskull, I have the power. He shares his power with Cringer, who then transforms like 5 times his size to turn into Battle Cat. So, he was always Battle Cat in the toy line, but it wasn't until the cartoon that he had a snaggletooth, a scaredy cat personality, and the first name of Cringer. So, he had that personality change, character, tweak to his character, and as the toy line went on, as the cartoon went on, and as 80s kids got older and still fell in love with Masters of the Universe, we just accepted all new changes going forward, because now that he has a first name of Cringer, now that there's more of a, character traits, now we have something more to relate to. So right all across the board, thumbs up. Same thing with like the inclusion of Orko. Like, Orko did not exist until the Filmation cartoon in the 80s. And then it got to a point to where, as a kid getting the toys as Christmas presents, if you got Orko on as a birthday gift, a Christmas gift, or even like, you did good on a report card and your parents decided they wanted to reward you by getting you a He-Man figure, some kid got lucky and probably got his Orko figure. So there's certain elements from the Filmation cartoon that became canon, and vice versa. But overall, like, Battle Cat's been like a legendary, very impressive character. He didn't talk until the Filmation cartoon. That's something else that was added. But going back real quick, let's focus on Masters of the Universe Origins Battle Cat. Now, as you can see right now, I got 3 Battle Cats. I got the Masterverse Battle Cat. And before I go any further on the Masterverse Battle Cat, I want to get a special double thumbs up, high five, and a thank you to my Patreon subscriber, Stacy. Stacy actually found this Masterverse Battle Cat for a clearance price, and she messaged me one morning, said, "Hey, I saw this at the store. It's on clearance for $9. I just wanted to let you know." And she goes, "I wasn't sure if you already had it." And I told her, I do have him. However, I wouldn't mind grabbing another one for the $9 clearance price, because by that time I already did episode 1 of Ian vs. Daddybones. I already had 40th anniversary He-Man opened up. So if I could get another Battle Cat for $9, now I got a Masterverse Battle Cat that 40th anniversary He-Man could hang out on, and frickin' that's where he's been ever since. But thank you very much, Stacy, for grabbing that for me, and I really appreciate it, because something you just sent me randomly has now become canon on this show. So I decided to set up different He-Mans on the different Battle Cats to represent the 3 different lines that are available, because, well, I've spent a lot of time talking about Origins, I spent a lot of time talking about Masterverse. I haven't really focused much on the 2021 CGI Netflix reboot Masters of the Universe series that's aimed at our children, not us. Don't get it twisted. I could flat out look myself in the mirror, look at this He-Man and Battle Cat and say, this ain't your daddy's He-Man, meaning me. This He-Man and Battle Cat are aimed at another generation, and I absolutely fucking love it. They're doing a great job with this Masters of the Universe reboot. But going on to Origins, this particular Battle Cat for Origins, I happen to have the 2000X He-Man that I opened up on the second episode of Ian vs. Daddybones. Again, if you didn't see me open up 2000X He-Man and Skeletor, then head over to the Patreon and throw me $1 for 30 days. I mean, it's the holiday season. What do you got to lose? Just throw me $1 for 30 days. For all the free content I'm offering you right now, you're getting all that plus a little more over on the Patreon. And if you don't want to subscribe at the end when it comes time for month 2, that's completely up to you, and no one's holding a gun to your head. So, like I said, if you missed out on me opening up 2000X He-Man, that's on you. But let me move him to the side real quick. But basically, Battle Cat, he's the same scale as the 80s vintage Battle Cat. I mean, his mask still pops off like 80s Battle Cat. His armor comes off. I don't need to take it off. But this one's a hell of a lot more articulated. This Battle Cat, his mouth opens and closes. His neck rotates back, goes up and down. He can look side to side, which is really cool. His arms swivel at his kitty elbows. I don't know exactly the elbow area of the cat, and they actually bend and move, and his legs fucking move. Where the original Battle Cat didn't move around as much. And same thing with the back of his legs, bends down, spins around, and his tail moves around. So I mean, he's fully articulated and looks super dope. And you know, honestly, I don't know, it's weird. You got people that don't. You got people that hate the Origins line, and I've seen them bitch and complain about it on like Facebook groups that I'm now banned from. God forbid you have an opinion on a fucking Masters of the Universe Facebook group, and you goddamn admin gets all fucking pissy and shit. Okay, but yeah, I've seen like so many people like not like the Origins line and complain about it and prefer the vintage line over it, and that's completely up to you. I mean, you can collect whatever the hell you want. It's just me personally. I'm all about the Masters of the Universe Origins line. Like I've been collecting this. I'm wrapping up my second year where I've been buying these figures, and I've had an absolute blast with it. But yeah, there we got the Masters of the Universe Origins Battle Cat. I will say these are available at retail. You can buy this Battle Cat. You may see him at a Target. You may see him at a Walmart. You may have to order him online. But he's like a $24 Battle Cat, and you know, it's pretty decent. I would say modern. It's cheap for modern times as far as like buying a Battle Cat. Like it's not gonna break your bank. But it's not like it's the $500 Mondo Battle Cat that just came out. Jesus Christ. Talk about on my radar because I think they look beautiful. If you don't know what I'm talking about right now, open up another tab on your browser. Google Mondo Masters of the Universe. They're like these action figure statues that are super fucking expensive, but they are so detailed and beautiful that if I could afford it, I would be all about them. But unfortunately, I can't. And I just think they look absolutely gorgeous. But Masters of the Universe Origins Battle Cat, he looks amazing. Going on real quick, because I already spent an episode talking about 40th anniversary He-Man. But yeah, he fits on Battle Cat and is having a good time. But this Battle Cat is freaking huge. Like, look at this shit. He's like the size of a damn kitten. Like, aww, he's adorable. But yeah, you got this big ass Battle Cat, and mind you, this fucker was like $40 at normal retail. So the fact that Stacy was able to find him on clearance for $9 is super dope. But this is what's very impressive about this Battle Cat. First of all, let me put his mask back on. Because this mask is like super freaking detailed. Now real quick, like, if I take off Origins Battle Cat's mask, he's got his yellow eyes painted onto it, and he has his green tiger eyes, you know, detail deco on the Battle Cat face. And actually, this guy's gonna fall over. But I will say that, you know, his eyes look really cool and more lifelike on this mask. But if you take the mask off, this is what's neat about it. This is what's neat about it, and this is the only thing about this version of Battle Cat that makes no sense to me. This is the only Battle Cat after 40 years that actually has the Cringer face. So you could actually see, you know, Cringer's face before he becomes Battle Cat. His mouth opens and closes. He even has the snaggle tooth, which is adorable. But this is my problem. Battle Cat and Cringer are not the same size. Like, that was made clear in the opening of the cartoon. He-Man pointed his sword, Battle Cat grew in size before his armor appeared, and he was Battle Cat. So, he was never looking like Cringer in the face after he transformed into Battle Cat, which is also weird that I'm saying that because we've never seen Battle Cat in full-grown Battle Cat mode without his helmet. So we don't know what Battle Cat looks like with his helmet off, and mask. But overall, it is cool that this is the first Cringer figure that I mean, the first Battle Cat figure that has the Cringer face and head sculpt. So again, the attention to detail is absolutely amazing. Now, the funny thing is, the thing with Origins is Origins says that, or the Origins line, the figures have 16 points of articulation. And the Masterverse figures have 30 points of articulation. So that's what I think's really neat about this Cringer figure, because he does have his 30 points of articulation, and like his paws bend. They, let's see, he's got the hinge on the ankle. He's got the hinge on the reverse kitty knee. Well, he's got a hinge on the calf, hinge on the ankle, hinge on the knee. So you could totally move his legs around and get him exactly how you want him posed. I mean, he even has the mushy pads. He even has mushy pads on his fucking feet. That's a great detail. And he's got his claws, and it's the same thing on his front legs. And I gotta say, like, this is a like real beefy, and he twists at the torso, like he's super, he's built tough. Like, this is a really diesel fucking Battle Cat figure. I don't know. I know what I had as a kid, so you know, it's like getting reunited with an old friend. Only it looks better. It's like having a friend. It's like having a friend who was really cool, and then they developed a drug addiction, and then they got clean, and now they're in the best shape of their life, and they look way better. They look way better now than they did before they hit rock bottom. And that's the thing. Like, this Battle Cat is just like diesel. Like, it looks so much better than like anything I friggin' had. Like, totally worth it. Just, it's super sick. Like, it's one thing when I'm in the mindset of, I love these Masterverse figures, I just want to leave them in the box because they look so gorgeous. But in situations where I'm able to take them out of the package and actually play with them, it's like a completely different experience. Just, you know, like when I opened Merman for that Kevin Conroy tribute, like, that was just, to me, it was like one of my least favorite characters in the line. As far as purchasing the figures, like, kind of came across as boring to me. But like, once I got him in my hands, it was like, you know, this is actually a real decent, like, somewhat chunky, heavy figure that, you know, with the way his posability and all his joints move, like, everything was great with it. It just felt like a well-produced toy. Because I'm not going to lie, while the Origins figures are great with their attention to detail, like, I feel some of the figures kind of come out shitty. Like, some of them have, like, elbow joints that don't exactly want to move. Like my actual mainline He-Man, that his arm that holds the shield does not want to bend at the elbow, and I'm just trying to leave it the fuck alone just for the purpose of having him stand on a shelf, because I don't want to have to buy another one. But now, I have not spent any time really talking much about this line, other than anything I've had to say about it, I've said in the highest regard, because I think this line is absolutely great. It's very affordable. You know, with everything going up as far as inflation prices go, like when Masters of the Universe Origins started, like, the retail prices of the figures were $14.95. And over the course of the past 3 years, as the line's been going, and everything with inflation and whatever, in this recession we're in, and everything and all the bullshit that I don't care to discuss on the show, basically the price of Origins figures have jumped up to like $18.99, $17.99, depending on where you're shopping at. But the Netflix CG reboot figures, they're only like $10. And you could get these figures at Target and Walmart. And like, if you have small kids that don't know back in the day He-Man, but you're interested and you want something decent that your kids can watch that has plenty of action and adventure, and there's not much violence, but at the same time, there's as much violence in this show that you would get in a season of Power Rangers. So it really doesn't, that's not my concern. I just think this is a really great Masters of the Universe show that today's kids can very much get into when they weren't able to get into the 2000 and X series 20 years ago because they were too busy playing Pokemon and Grand Theft Auto 3 and didn't really have time for a relaunch of an 80s toy line. But here we are 20 years after the last real attempt of a new He-Man brand, and this one's actually getting pretty much rave reviews. I mean, it's getting rave reviews from people that watch the series and are willing to give it a chance. Because to me, this He-Man and the Masters of the Universe reboot on Netflix, basically, I'm getting major Power Rangers and Big Hero 6 vibes with it. Because it's not just Prince Adam, it's not just Prince Adam turning into He-Man and transforming Cringer into Battle Cat. They take that element of He-Man sharing the power with Cringer, but they have Adam share the power with everybody. And that's where it gets its Big Hero 6 Power Ranger vibes. Because it has like that Sailor Moon-like transformation sequence where, and again, there's going to be some spoilers right now. Even though I'm about to spoil it, who gives a shit? It's highly recommended. Go watch it. Chances are you're already subscribed to Netflix, and it's already been available to you for over the past year. Trust me, go out of your way to watch He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. It's amazing. But anyway, He-Man transformed, like Prince Adam, by the power of Grayskull, I have the power, and he transforms into this He-Man. This is what He-Man looks like in the reboot. He's wearing long pants. He's got his belt, and he's got his little crotch dangly. He's got his He-Man armor, and he has his chest symbol, which is basically it's his power sword, but it still kind of looks like an H with the two straight lines and the line going across in the middle. It's like his power sword in the letter H, and he's got these super big beefy arms and this chunky appearance, and it's a really great He-Man. I like this. I like this He-Man. I'm okay with this design. I'm not freaking out saying that they ruined my He-Man. I'm not hashtagging not my He-Man. I'm not an adult throwing a temper tantrum over a television cartoon that's being aimed and marketed to children. I am, however, willing to act like a child when it comes to a toy line that's paying homage to something I had 40 years ago. That's perfectly acceptable. But this shit is brand new. This isn't meant for us. This isn't our He-Man. It's absolutely right. It's not my He-Man. This is Sadie's He-Man, my daughter. This is Sadie's He-Man. This is Aria's He-Man, my granddaughter, Even my 12-year-old daughter, Natalia. This is Natalia's He-Man. If Owen gives a shit, this is Owen's He-Man. Like, this is the He-Man that's being aimed at my children, and I'm just thankful I'm thankful it's back. And honestly, as Dandy Manners and Buddy Misters sit across on the other side of the camera looking at me right now, like, for me, being able to share what was my favorite thing as a child with my children and show them and mark out now over how cool I think this shit is, it really helps me bond with my children. Like, I like going on toy hunts and shit, and like buying these He-Man figures. It was me and Natalia going to Target, picking out figures for Sadie, because even though these are meant for like ages 4 and up, there's really not a lot of small parts to worry about babies choking on. Like, his head's not going to come off, his arms don't come off like the other figures, because believe me, I tried giving Sadie like an Origins He-Man and Skeletor, and dude, she fucking broke him. She broke him in like 2 weeks. She like bent the leg backward, popped the fucking knee completely off the figure. I wanted to cry. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean? And she's just like, I'm a baby. And fucking here we are. But So I leveled down, and I got her these He-Man figures and started watching the cartoon with Sadie on Netflix, and I got Sadie into it. Even to the point now to where Sadie watches He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Sadie gets all excited because now she knows the theme song and knows the beat and whatnot. But like I was saying, like this He-Man's different because Adam turns into He-Man. By the power of Grayskull, I have the power. Now, he transfers the power to Cringer. And Cringer turns into Battle Cat. And we get this Battle Cat. And, he's rocking this really dope armor. I love the mask on this Battle Cat. His eyes look really ferocious and fierce. His teeth in his mouth also opens and closes, and he just looks really, really ferocious, and he looks like a badass Battle Cat. And if you notice, he's got these yellow claws on the front of his paws, because the one thing we learn in the reboot of Masters of the Universe is that all the heroes and villains all seem to be lined up together, like Skeletor, Keldor is Adam and He-Man's nemesis, and you have Duncan, who when Adam when He-Man shares his power of Grayskull with Duncan goes from being he goes from being like the teenage tool guy, repairman, to being transformed into Man-at-Arms. He shares the power with Teela, who is a thief slash maid, like witch in training, who's studying magic, and Teela gets transformed into the sorceress, right? So they completely change some things around. Like, for example, they completely removed the daddy-daughter dynamic of Teela and Man-at-Arms that was very much present in the Filmation cartoon and the mini comics and the canon overall in general, where Teela is the daughter of the sorceress and she's the adoptive daughter of Man-at-Arms. That's completely crumpled in a ball, thrown out the window in this universe. Teela is not Man-at-Arms' daughter, and I'm just hoping to fucking God, please, Netflix creators in charge of the series, do not make them fall in love. Because I swear to God, if Duncan and Teela get into a relationship, I'm seriously going to be like, what in the fucking Kentucky is this shit? I am not watching it anymore. No, absolutely not. We're not going to have Daddy and Sissy engaging in conduct in Eternia. Sorry, we don't do that here. Wakanda forever, bro. But going back to Battle Cat, Adam transfers his power to Cringer. Cringer turns into Battle Cat, but also going back to the whole Nemesis thing. Cringer is linked up to Beastman. The way they have it is they give more of an origin story to Beastman. Beastman is a bounty hunter, he has Kraven the Hunter vibes in this, and they give him the name of Rakaz, and a completely different design to his character, to where the first time you see him in the show, you have no idea that's Beastman. Because, like Adam transferring the power of Grayskull to enhance his friends into the Masters of the Universe, Skeletor transfers to Havoc to the Evil Warriors, and turns them into the Dark Masters. So Rakaz, when Skeletor shares the power of Havoc with him, Rakaz, it's actually kind of cool. Rakaz kind of turns into a statue, and then Beastman bursts out of the statue. So Rakaz becomes Beastman, but the thing is, this Cringer isn't like a scared whimpering kitten that he is in the Filmation cartoon. Cringer in the reboot is old, as far as in cats go. He's an elderly cat. But the thing with Cringer is, he's like an elder, he's a guardian to the tiger tribe. And when Cringer was a kitten, he was being pursued by Rakaz. He was being hunted by Rakaz. And basically, Rakaz poached his claws. So Raquel stole Cringer's claws, declawed him the hard way, left him with no way to defend himself, but overall he survived. So with Cringer getting the power of Grayskull, Cringer actually has these light claws that he uses. So now Cringer can defend himself and fight back, and it's amazing character development. When there was a time where people looked at Cringer and right off the bat, scaredy cat, always afraid, always sleepy, never wants to do anything, is always hungry, is always whimpering. Whereas this Cringer knows he can't defend himself, but that's not going to stop him from fighting. You know, he's here to protect by presence alone, even though he can't physically do a goddamn thing. Try his best, but he still has no way of defending himself. So it's like amazing character development for Cringer and Battle Cat. I actually think this He-Man and Masters of the Universe version of Battle Cat is actually my favorite overall, just because of the way they were able to flesh it out more. The Masterverse Battle Cat is absolutely great as far as like the overall size, attention to detail, the articulation. Like, my only complaint is the soft plastic on his armor, because the saddle isn't like the sturdiest. Sometimes it slides. Like, if I was playing with this as a child, I would be extremely pissed off over how flimsy this seems to just chill there. But since, you know, I'm 43 years old and I'm not actually playing with these all the time, they basically spend most of their time being put on display. So I'm really not handling these that much. But I could see where it would definitely be a problem if I was a child playing with these things. Not to mention the fact that if I was a parent, that if it's one thing buying these for myself because I know how to take care of them and I know what they mean to me, but it's another thing buying them for my kids if I think my kids are going to get into He-Man as much as I am, but then they don't, and I don't know how well they're going to take care of their toys. Like, the last thing I would want to see is this Battle Cat in the living room someday with his harness straps completely broken to where now the saddle doesn't even stay on the fucking thing. But overall, looking back on the Masters of the Universe experience, though, you got the vintage Battle Cat, you got this Origins Battle Cat, which is, his mask fell off. You got this Battle Cat, which is as close to my vintage as I'm gonna have unless I buy a vintage Battle Cat. This is great for the adult Masters of the Universe fan. And as a father buying toys for my youngest, this is a great Battle Cat that I really enjoyed hunting down. And there are other Battle Cats that exist within Masters of the Universe. You have the 2000X version of Battle Cat that was released in that toy line, and that was a really detailed, redesigned Battle Cat for 2000X. Like, all of the 2000X redesigns to me for the characters were absolutely amazing. It just sucks that all that hard work and effort went into that toy line when nobody really gave a fuck about it. And it even seems like Mattel didn't really care about it at the time. But you also have the Masters of the Universe Classics version of Battle Cat, which is very impressive, super detailed, and just as gorgeous as the rest. But, you know, overall, you know, he's one of those characters that's always been there with the line. You know, he's always existed, and, you know, he's evolved just like the characters, backstories, the way origins have been reestablished. I don't mean just origins on the toy line, I'm just saying origins and fleshed out canons as Masters of the Universe evolved, whether it's in toy line form, animated form, comic book form. It's just absolutely incredible. But what we're gonna get ready to do right now is we're gonna open up Burger King Randy. That's what I call him. King Randor, the King of Eternia, He-Man's father, Prince Adam's father, and basically another member of the royal family that Battle Cat is sworn to protect, because Battle Cat is the official pet of the attorney and royal family. Cringer, Cringer likes curling up at the feet of Queen Marlena, and even in the Masters of the Universe Classics line, they released a Cringer figure along with Queen Marlena. But yeah, so I'm gonna. With that said about Battle Cat, these are three great, amazing Battle Cat figures. If you're interested in jumping in on the line, or even if you collect the line already, you already know what I'm talking about. But definitely gonna say, don't sleep on the reboot of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. I feel it's absolutely incredible. They've already had a couple of seasons of the show come out. I've really enjoyed it, and even my other kids will sit through and watch it with me, and they have an idea what's going on. But with that said, let's open up the Burger King Randy.
Oh boy, kids, we're gonna have fun today.
Yay! Hey! All right!
How is everyone doing tonight?
Hey! All right!
How is everyone doing tonight?
Hey! All right!
How is everyone doing tonight?
Hey! All right!
Epic roast down.
Hey! All right!
How is everyone doing tonight?
Hey! All right!
How is everyone doing tonight?
Hey! All right!
How is everyone doing tonight?
Hey! All right!
Epic roast down.
Gang, we're back. As you can see, the Burger King Randy, King Randor, has been officially unboxed, opened, and added to my Masters of the Universe Origins collection. And there you see them together. Father and son taking over the world. And oh shit. Here you go, Adam. Always embarrassing your father when he's in public. But here we go. King Randor added to the mix, and we got our three Battle Cats, and I gotta say, overall, I don't know, man, I'm just having a blast with this fucking line. I mean, that's why I'm fucking here today. That's why I'm sitting at this table in front of y'all talking about this shit, because I'm like reconnected with old friends and childhood favorites, and I'm just absolutely, I'm loving it right now. I mean, after coming off a global pandemic and being stuck in our houses and having to fucking, remote learn our kids and have people bitch and cry and complain over whether or not they have to wear a mask or not, or whether or not the fucking COVID's a fucking hoax and shit. It's really fucking stressful and shit. And, thank God I have something to fucking just dive into and just fucking enjoy, and just something that overall makes me happy, and getting over the death of 00 drunk and dealing with the loss of Pete, and it's just something to focus on and take my mind off things, and know, it's like working out and shit. It's like all I've been doing for the past 2 years is working out and fucking collecting He-Man toys, and it's just what I've been doing. And you know, all the collecting and toy hunting and shit is motivating me to turn all those toys into content. And you know, I'm having a blast. You know, talking about Battle Cats and He-Mans and shit. And you know, it's only gonna get better with each and every new episode of Ian Daddybones that me and the team decide to knock out over the course of December. We're officially in the holiday season, end of the year rundown. I got the rest of the year all planned out when it comes to the episodes. I actually posted that on my Facebook the other day. So if you want to head over to Facebook, Ian Daddybones, like the page, help me grow my audience, rebuild the brand. And one episode at a time, we are going to get there, and one day I am going to fist that algorithm, and it is going to be awesome. But with that said, I'm going to call it an episode. We're going to get ready because Buddy Misters is fucking sleepy. I can see him trying to keep his eyes awake right now. It's okay, Sleepy Giant. We'll go home soon. But as always, head to the YouTube channel, Ian vs. Daddybones. Subscribe, smash that like button, click the bell. I really don't know why I'm explaining to you how YouTube works. You should already know this by now, but that's what everybody else does in their video. They're all like, smash that fucking like button, fam. And I guess I gotta do it too. So, subscribe on YouTube. Go over to the Patreon, Ian vs. Daddybones. Throw me a buck, Chuck. Give me a digital handy. Subscribe for a month. Get access to the bonus footage. Let me know if you like it. Interact with the show. Ask questions. I'll answer them. You'll get your name in the credits, and it's going to be fucking fresh. You know, I'm on TikTok now, you know, with my bullshit. So, Ian vs. Daddybones on TikTok. Ian Daddybones on Instagram. Head to the Store Frontier. Buy a t-shirt. Honestly, you buy a t-shirt from the Store Frontier store, it literally takes like 3 weeks for them to make the shirt and mail the shit. And honestly, if you order the Santa Daddybones shirt right now, you're probably going to get it before Christmas. So go get your shit now, give me all your money, and until next time, cheers, Pete!
Epic roast guy. Epic roast guy. Meme Lord for real. Epic roast guy.
Yup. Yeah. Yup.